Alright guys, so today's video is going to be kind of polarizing to a lot of different groups of people. Viewers of my channel might be surprised by what I'm saying. The gooch lickers that aren't big fans of the channel are probably going to be surprised by this video. And people who have never seen my content before, yeah, this one's probably going to be a bit of a curveball for a lot of people. And just to set the record straight, I am not gooch licking this game, but at the same time, I am also not going to put this game in the dirt as I did with Vanguard, because the truth of the matter is, Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2 is not going to be the worst Call of Duty of all time. It's just not. That spot is specifically reserved for Vanguard, for Infinite Warfare, for Ghost, for Cold War, for MW 2019. Those 5 Call of Duties are hands down some of the worst CODs I've ever played in my entire life. And I know there is a ton of MW 2019 fans out there. Let me just tell you, I do not care. I am not a fan of that game. Here's a quick picture of Joe Seacott. I hope you feel better. He's gone now. Let me tell you guys, I am making this video pretty much as I'm finishing the campaign for MW2. I am making this video with the beta in mind, with all of these leaks that just got leaked out a couple of days ago. There's a shit ton of them, with statements specifically from Infinity Ward on things that they're going to fix and things that they're specifically not gonna fix, and with my experience with the franchise over the last 3 years. And I can confidently tell you guys that Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2 is not going to be in the upper half of CODs. It's not going to be in the lower half of CODs. I genuinely think Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2 is going to land somewhere smack dab in the middle. As some of you would call it, it would be mid. Is that a good thing? No. Is that a bad thing? No. And that's the main point of today's video, is that there's a lot of things going for Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2. There's a lot of things that are holding it back, but at the very least, the truth about this game is that I doubt it'll be in the bottom 3 CODs. Is it going to be a top 3 COD or a top 5 COD? Fuck no. Is it going to be in the top 7 CODs? There's a slight chance. I don't even know how many Call of Duties we've had since COD 4, but there's got to be like 15. I would say, and this is a very early, very naive prediction, I think MW2 would probably land somewhere between like 9 to 7 in the list of CODs from best to worst. I did want to talk about some of the good things that MW2 does have going for it, because it's not all doom and gloom. There are some things that are pretty good about this game so far that I've seen, and even some leaks that sound promising. And this might be surprising to some of my viewers. I know it's kind of weird hearing me say good things or positive things about the game that's about to come out. First, I'll say, even though I haven't finished the campaign yet and I haven't seen any spoilers, so please don't be a dick in the comments, I personally think the campaign is pretty solid. Is it as good as MW 2019's campaign? I don't think so, but I still think it's really, really good. Going back to the beta, I actually had a few fun moments, specifically playing with friends, specifically playing in a party, playing Search and Destroy was a blast. And one of my favorite parts about it, and I know a lot of people are gonna get extremely upset when I say this, to the MW 2019 fans and gooch lickers out there, I have no remorse in my heart when I say this, but most fans of the current Modern Warfare series, they're not really the best at COD, and I happen to have a pretty easy time playing against them, even when SBMM is going against me at times. When I go against some of the casual fans of this game, it's gotta be some of the easiest kills I've ever had in my entire fucking life. But this Call of Duty, much like other Call of Duties, is just run, point, shoot, and go on to the next. Not the best, not the worst. I'm sure a lot of you guys are finally getting the point of the video now. But also, when it comes to the leaks, there is a lot of really good shit in here, guys. I know this is gonna sound really weird coming from me, but I saw a lot of these leaks, and granted, some of them are mid, some of them are not good, but there was quite a few things in here that I was a massive fan of. One of them was information on the mastery camos, and I think in an earlier leak, the 4 mastery camos were gold, platinum, shattered dark matter, and space camo. Those sound pretty nice, alright? I like having a different variety. You know, I don't just like having dark matter or fucking diamond all the time. I hope we don't have another iteration of Damascus or fucking atomic, and God forbid we get another obsidian camo. That shit looked like black sludge from the fucking sewers. These 4 mastery camos, and I'm not gonna lie, I've seen photos of a few of them. They look pretty fucking good. In addition to that, there's also some solid color camos. There's like an orange one, a neon blue one, a green one. There was like a pinkish purplish one. I think that shit looks good. I can't remember where I saw this leak, but I guess Infinity Ward said something about reducing the tediousness of the camos and not really requiring all that much, just like in Vanguard, Cold War, and MW 2019, I guess the camo challenges aren't going to be that difficult or annoying or tedious, which again, that is good news to me. One of my favorite leaks is that there's 16 launch maps, 11 of them being 6v6 maps, which is nearing the lower side in my opinion, but there's supposed to be 2 remastered maps coming with it after launch, and then at season 1, I think there's gonna be a couple more. I could be wrong on that, but the total maps, it's not too bad. That's pretty good. And with some of those leaks, I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. The ball is in Infinity Ward's court. If they drop the ball with this foundation that they have, with some of these leaks that have come out that are actually good, then Infinity Ward might actually be worse than fucking Sledgehammer. This is the thing that I'm trying to get to right now, is that this game has potential. I've said this multiple times. Even in some of my most critical videos, I've said this game in particular has potential to be a great COD. However, there's multiple things that hold it back. I've already spoken on some of the things that Infinity Ward is specifically ignoring, like the minimap issue, the dead silence and footsteps and ninja perk, the time to kill that I don't think is going to change, all of the advantages for sentinels and all of the disadvantages for people like me who don't like to plant their fucking balls in the corner, people like me who like to move on the goddamn map. We have multiple disadvantages all the fucking time, and if you're trying to argue against the minimap or dead silence or the footsteps, I have already countered the dog shit out of all of these arguments, and I've yet to see one compelling point, because if you say something about realism, I'm just gonna throw Messi, Neymar, and fucking Pogba in your face and ask you where the fuck the realism is there. Anyways, before I get off topic, the lack of a classic prestige system is something that I'm not a fan of. The SBMM that is inevitably gonna affect everybody, especially players like myself who aren't fucking shitters, yeah, that's probably gonna get pretty annoying. I'm not a fan of this and I'll never be a fan of it, but seasonal content just does not work in Call of Duty. The fact that this game has a 2-year lifespan and we're gonna be reliant on seasonal content to keep us hooked, it's not a good sign, but we'll see how that plays out. There was a leak that I made a pretty big video on where essentially Activision and Infinity Ward were not seeing eye to eye and they were disagreeing on a lot of decisions for the game post-launch. And that kind of shit is just not good for the game. That's like seeing 2 chefs in the kitchen fighting when they should be making you some fucking chicken parm. You know what I mean? Like, we just want our products to be good. Stop with all this extra bullshit, please. There's the fact that Warzone 2 is coming out, and we've seen this play out 3 times now, alright? I don't want people to fucking get this confused. We've seen this happen with MW 2019, with Cold War, and holy shit, we saw it happen with Vanguard, where as soon as the Warzone content was released, the multiplayer content for those games became utterly and completely shit, with the exception of a few DLC maps from Modern Warfare 2019. Not only that, we're getting DMZ content, we're getting ground war content, we're getting gunfight content. A lot of content is going to end up being spread out very thin. We have a problem with cheaters already, and I just touched on this in the last video, but going back to the whole prestige thing, with a 2-year life cycle, this game will probably end up getting pretty boring eventually, just over time and lack of content, given the fact that we have Warzone and DMZ and shit that I just talked about. And not to mention, my favorite is that Infinity Ward, for whatever reason, I don't even know the reason for this, they very often just refuse to fix shit or to update things or to give us things that are gonna help out the community. I don't know, when it comes to their whole vision thing, they get very stubborn and then they lack communication and then they ignore shit. There's a lot of bad habits with Infinity Ward, and not to mention they've already lied about fixing shit from MW 2019, which I simply had to send that lady to the gulag. For as many good things as there are for MW2, there's also a fat ass list of bad shit or bad implications or bad habits that are inevitably gonna hold the game back. In my opinion, the truth about this game is that it's not gonna suck completely, but it's not gonna be all that good either. I genuinely feel like this game is gonna land somewhere in the middle. Based off of what I've seen before actually playing the base multiplayer at launch, it feels like this game is going to be mid at best. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. With all things considered, try to be fair about it. Where do you think this Call of Duty is going to land? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos, and yeah guys, it's been the Scadmaster. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out this shit.
It's been a very long time since the weekend. It's been a very long time and I'm weak. It's been a very long time since you seen me. Don't know why.